Hello everyone, and it's time for something that I haven't done yet. I'm going to go over the different types of cores that I can come up with. Take it with a little bit of salt because I am not the best at draft leagues. So let's get going. First of all, we have the Fire Water Grass core. Just simple, basic. Water is mostly bulky waters, maybe gives some momentum. Grass can be utility or offensive. Fire is just fire. And yeah. But the second core, just simple Dragon Fairy Steel. The fairy is good against the dragon and is just mostly a wall most of the time. The steel just keeps the fairies in check and can also resist the dragons and just resists the weaknesses of the fairy types and the dragon types. So they are offensive and defensive very good. Then we have fighting Psychic Dark, a bit less known, but so the fighting type is probably offensive. The psychic type also offensive. Dark type can be defensive. Just a lot of choices. But the way I like it is the psychic type can Futicide, and the fighting type can abuse that Futicide to put the opponent in sort of checkmate position, just to take a kill. Then we have the basic weather cores with Pelipper, Ferrothorn, Zapdos, Swampert. This is like the weather. Like Pelipper sets up rain, Ferrothorn likes the rain because to reduce his fire weakness. Also it protects them from electric a bit. Zapdos is a very good special attacker in the weather, like with accurate hurricanes, weather ball, also thunder. Really likes rain because of that. And then we have like a casual sweeper like Swampert with Swift Swim. This is like one of the most basic weather teams. Then we have the Fight weather team. That these cars have been greatly improved because of like photosynthesis and like Walking Wake, the new Gen 9 Pokemon like Shiyu. If you get Shiyu in Sun, that's almost insane. Also we have like a Venusaur that can abuse the sun with chlorophyll, yeah, and still Weather Ball and Growth really is nice with sun because it boosts our double. And then we have the Sand teams with Tyranitar, Excadrill. Mega Venusaur actually works very well with Sand scores because it's bulky. It can take the water hits, like if a Keldeo comes. Keldeo really counters the Sand teams, so Venusaur Mega is a great wall for it. Yeah, they are also weak against fighting. Venusaur Mega can also help with that, like it's a good bulky grass poison type. So that's the weathers. Now we are going a bit on terrain, like Tapu Koko Iron Leaves. I love it so much. If you just get Banded Iron Leaves with Choice Band and like speed creep it, like his speed is higher than its attack, then it gets like a nice speed boost with Quark Drive. You can just go ham with Psyblade. Like if you only run these two Pokemon of the core, like Iron Mod is just another example to abuse electric terrain. If Tapu Koko is allowed in the draft, then I would suggest drafting Tapu Koko with Iron Leaves. It's very offensive. And like it outspeeds a lot with the Quark Dive boost and just nice overall speed. You can even run it without electric terrain. still good speed. She's still choice band. Still can do a lot. Armoth, just the special attack. Maybe possible to do like a speed variant, but that's a bit unique. Like it's possible, but you can just go agility special attack boost. But Armoth isn't really necessary. Doesn't really need electric terrain, but it's also still fun. So like electric terrain with Quark Drive Mons. Then we have something more unique. This is maybe well known, maybe lesser known than the others, but Grassy Terrain helps with Earthquake. And it also helps with passive healing. So Pokemon like Heatran, Mawile, Melmetal definitely really love the passive healing, and the Earthquake more so resist. Like they don't get hurt too much because of it. Heatran works great with Rillaboom because it takes the Flash Fire the fire hits. But maybe a weakness is fighting, or like if other mons the fire type. So you can build it further on it with the other Pokemon of your draft. Also honorable mention Magnezone with Rillaboom. Magnezone traps like the steel types that Rillaboom cannot really hit too well with his Grassy Glide, if that's allowed. Grassy Glide is a bit nerfed in Gen 9, but still decently good if choice band Rillaboom or like setup Rillaboom. So what you do is support the Magnezone with Grassy Terrain. Magnezone can trap the Steel types to support the Rillaboom to ensure a Rillaboom sweep maybe. Then we have like Psychic spam teams like Tapu Lele to set up the Psychic Surge. Poltergeist to love that it's immune to priority in the Psychic terrain, also boosting the start power. Also Hatterene likes this, also how is Zero? No. Armarouge. Then we have the Misty terrain. In the Misty terrain, status does not happen. So you can pair Tapu Fini with some great physical mons that don't want to get burned, or like status. Like also bulky sweepers, maybe Mega Gallade, one of the prime examples. But there are lots of them, even like a, how is it called? A Howlucha really likes like almost every type of terrain. I don't think he doesn't like is a type of terrain. Yeah, it does love every type of terrain, but the Misty terrain is his favorite. Like with Unburdened Misty Seeds. Sneasel is also very nice for these types of teams, except for maybe Tapu Fini because Sneasel cannot poison in Misty Surge. Then we have then we are done with the terrains. Now we go to the type, really the type course. Like Slowking, Galar and Hydreigon really cover for each other. Hydreigon has Levitate to switch from super effective ground type moves against Slowking. Slowking gets like the Psychic, the Fairy and Dark, Fairy and Fighting. Takes those hits very well, can pivot into Hydreigon. Hydreigon has U-turn, can also pivot into Slowking, can also Future Sight, great combo with Hydreigon. Like, it's very offensively good, like momentum also, but it's mostly defensive. This has great defensive core between them. Then we have another type core like Scizor Mega Scizor and Garchomp. Like the Garchomp is weak to like the ice types and the dragon types, all that stuff. Scizor Mega destroys Fairy, Dragon and Ice with like Bullet Punch. Mega Scissor is scared of fire types. Garchomp can come in. Garchomp can set hazards for the Mega Scissor. Mega Scissor can U-turn into Garchomp. A huge help against this. Like if a Pokemon has Ice and Fire coverage, that not a lot of Pokemon have, you can just go for an extra bulky water type, like a Suicune. Like this Suicune. Suicune really helps against, like, to have a good mid ground. If you're not certain if they're going to reach you, you can go Suicune. Just to be certain. It may not be the best play, but it's the safest play. Then we have like Rotom Wash and Tinglu. The ones that hazards, also very good defensive type coverage. Like Ice types are good, but then you have Rotom Wash to deal with them. You have like Burn, you have hazards, you have phasing, you have momentum. Also Great Tusk also works great with Rotom Wash. Like you can switch Tinglu and Great Tusk with each other. One is more offensive, one defensive and hazards. One more utility. And yeah, just Rotom Wash gives a lot of good pivoting. I really like pivoting is very important. Then we have just the regenerator spam. Like you go to Regenerator Sarion, your turn, heal back up, Slowking Galar, go switch out, heal back up, Alamola. Like these three work well together. This would be like the best cost benefit team. Like you have physical wall, special wall, good fast special attacker, can also go physical. Just they will almost never die if you let them. Then you have one of my favorites. I didn't pick it in the other weathers, but like this is like a diet weather, let's say. You don't have to invest a lot of it, but you just need to draft a Slowking and like a Slush Rush Sweeper. Like you can just use Chilly Reception. Yes, Chilly Reception Slowking into like Titan or Octozolt. They're pretty cheap. Octozolt is most of the time 7 points or 6 points to it, something like that. Titan 10 points, around that niche. So it doesn't cost a lot, and it's a very good car if you want to sweep with it. Titan can also do a lot of other things like Tick Fat, AV. She-Force can also go without weather, but it doesn't cost anything running Chilly Reception. It is a momentum move, so you don't really lose on investing in ice, in snow. Also, I love the added defensive boost. Like it does not die even from super effective. Most of the time. Then we have like momentum spam, like slow momentum, fast momentum, getting in the big threats like Kyurem Black or any other giant wall breaker against like a wall. Like if you pick Coco, they switch into a wall, use fall switch out into like a giant wall breaker, maybe not the fastest one, but still outspeeding the vast majority of walls, like Kyurem Black. Insane attack power, will almost always kill the wall, or two-shot at least. Punch holes always. Then we have maybe a bit better known, the Dragmag combo. So the thing is, Magnezone traps steel types, dragons don't like steel types, so they clear each other up. Magnezone also deals with the fairies that Draco cannot deal with. And yeah, just using Magnezone to ensure that the dragon can sweep or just do massive amounts of damage without being resisted. Then we have Status Spreader plus Hex. Like I love Sneasler. Sneasler is amazing with like 2 amazing abilities: Unburden for terrain, Poison Touch to spread status with Dire Claw. Like you almost only need Dire Claw your turn. We could get bandits, you can maybe set up a Surge Dance of Bulk Up. And just poison or status the opponent. Maybe if you have a fast poison type or ghost type, you can go Venoshock or like Hex. Hex will destroy any status Pokemon. Like the base power of a Hex when the opponent is status is like 130. Yeah, that's insane. It's like as good as Draco Meteor. Yeah, it's as strong as Draco Meteor without any drawbacks. And Hex is still a decently powerful move. And you can just also not run it. It's like if you go Dragapult, you can go physical or something else. But maybe they think it's this combo and you can abuse their insight. Then we have like the normal ladder, like Spike's offense with like Limora. It's just setting up the hazards for ensure like fast, maybe not too strong sweepers can just destroy the opponent's team. Limora is a great example. Tinglu is also an option. But if you pick Limora and use it as a suicide lead, you can also maybe try for King Gambit. Like suicide lead Limora with a like pretty frail offensive mon, they probably will die. And then you can go King Gambit with Supreme Overlord. Just to clean up the game. Like if they die, they do a lot. Limora and Nopuni do a lot of damage. They break the team. Then King Gambit can clean up. That's the most idea of this core. In the draft league that I'm in now, King Gambit is surprisingly cheap for like 13 or 14 points. Like that's insane. And then we have like hyper offense, like screens into setup like Belly Drum or Quiver Dance. For Corona can maybe go a defensive with Will-O-Wisp, but I mostly use it as a Quiver Dance sweeper. Grimmsnarl is like the poster child of screens, parting shot, annoying all around. And if you parting shot in like something that's relatively bulky, let's say, then they will do minuscule damage. You can still set up. And then, with all these things that we know now, I have made a team for myself that I really like a lot, like a draft. Like Sneasler I love, Slowking a lot, Hydreigon is maybe an option. Slowking, Titan, good core. Sneasler, Tapu Koko, Iron Threads and Iron Leaves. Like Sneasler with the Unburden can abuse the electric terrain to activate the electric seed. Iron Threads and Iron Leaves can use the Quark Dive to boost from electric surge, but they can also function without the electric surge, so that's also important. Then you have like another like Moltres, like a Moltres and Corsola Galar, just defensive backbone a bit, maybe Hex on Corsola Galar to abuse the poison from Sneasler, but Corsola Galar isn't really offensive. So I hope you all have learned maybe a bit more of some unknown cores. Most of them were pretty much known, but I hope you are inspired by some of these. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.